Vite. Vite is a build tool that aims to provide a faster and leaner development experience for modern web projects. Vite is one of the most popular build tools out there in the market. Vite is a build tool that aims to provide a faster and leaner development. Vite help us to create any project much faster with the help of hot model replacement. So Vite is a HRM, which we can call hot model replacement as well. We'd also allow us to select the framework we want to work on. So when you create a project, you can create in a React or Vue or any plain JavaScript, or there are multiple options where you can select the framework you want. So today, with the help of Vite, React and Tailwind CSS, we are designing this beautiful portfolio landing page. So with the help of Tailwind CSS, we are doing all the styling for our application, and with the help of Vite, we will learn how can we build and create the application much more faster than any of other build tool in the market. Also, if you see, we have this beautiful styling that we can achieve with the help of Tailwind CSS. So watch this full video. If you did not subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. So without doing any further delay, let's begin. So if you go to the official website of Vite, in a getting started section, you will see all the command line in order to create the Vite application. So let's open command prompt in a desired folder and then just type npm create Vite at latest. So say yes, and it will ask the project name. So in this case, we will say portfolio landing Vite, and then you will can choose a different framework which you want to use. So in this case, I will select the React, and the uh, language you can select, which is JavaScript or TypeScript. So in this case, I will select the JavaScript, and that's it. It's done. Now just do let's go to our project folder now, and then just type npm I. So it will install all the required dependency which is needed for our applications. If you try to create this application with the help of create react app command, it will take a long time to create the application, but with the help of it, it's take just a couple of seconds. Now with the help of npmi, we also installed all our dependency. Now let's go into our project with the help of code space dot, and it will open our project in a VS Code. So if you see on the left hand side, we have this vite.config.js. So this Vite consists of all the required plugin. So we provide a different customized plugin as well, so we can use in this one. And if you use the React before, with the help of you create the React application with the help of React command, you will see this similar structure like this. Here in the Vite as well, it's quite similar, but now to install the Tailwind CSS with our Vite application, you can go on official website or Tailwind CSS, and here you can find how can you add the Tailwind CSS into your Vite. So we already created the application, so we already completed this first step. In second step, you have to run this command in your project. So go to the terminal and click new terminal. Here you can execute the command. Now once the first command is completed, run the second command. So this second command will create this tailwind css.config.cjs and post css.config.cjs file. If you see, this two file is created. Now we have to copy this all the code and paste it into a tailwind app.config.cjs file. And next, we have to copy this three line of code into index.css. So go to the source, and here you will see index.css and save it. And then we have to run this project. To make sure whether it's installed or not, I will write this line of code in app.jsx file, maybe like this, and save it. And just in order to run the project, you have to write npm run dev. It will run our application very quickly, if you see, right? And you can open this localhost, and if you see, this is our word which we added with the help of Tailwind CSS, and this is the default code which is already present in app.jsx file. Now I will remove all of this code, and if I save it, you will see nothing on the screen. So if you see our this landing page, you will see the header at the top. On the left hand side, we have this information, and on the right hand side we have this image. So we will divide our application into two components, the header and this landing page. Now let's go back to our application. Here in the source folder, you can create another folder called components, and inside component I will create another file called header.jsx. So JSX means JavaScript XML file. Now in VS Code we have one extension called React. If you type React, you will see this extension called ES7 React slash Redux slash React Native snippet. Install this snippet which will help you in order to define the default template for our application. If you see, if I just type RFCE and enter, you will get this default template. So make sure you will install that one. Now if you see, we added this header text in between the div, and in order to display that on the screen, go to your app.jsx file, which is our entry point for our application. Here you can just import or call that particular component, okay, by just importing this component. And in order to access that component in your app.jsx, you can just add in the tag and save it. Now let's go back to our applications. So this is our application. If you see, the header is getting printed on the screen. If you change something, header text, it will reflect automatically, and it automatically refreshes the application, and is quite fast. So within a millisecond, once you change here, it will change automatically. If I want to say side by side, let me put here like this and here, okay, I will change to if I save it, instantly it change. Perfect. So we also want another component called landing, or we can call hero.jsx, okay, and add the default template and save it. Now I will add that after header, I will add this hero section as well and save it. And if you see, hero is printing, but if you see, it's printing in the middle, correct? Because in index css, and if you come into the body, right, it's saying the placement at the center, and save it. Now it's coming at the top, right? So depends on the requirement, you can change the size or whatever you want. So I will remove this for now and keep it as it is. Now if you see here, we have some padding from the top, right? So go to the app.css, and if, on the root side, right, in the root styling, you will see this padding. Just remove that one and save it. Then automatically it will go up because we don't want padding for now. Now let's start designing the header. So in this section, right, if you see our application here, we have this let me increase the size. We have this name, okay, with the two different color, and then we have the list of menu, correct? So I have already added this menu list with the ID and title, so it's home, about, and everything, correct? Now let's start designing this logo, which is the name with the two different color, right? So inside div I will mention h2 tag, I will mention Rahul, and in span tag mention Sana. Okay. Now we'll give some styling to this with the help of Tailwind CSS classes. So I will say text size to be 30 pixel, which is I'm giving custom one, and text I want white, and save it. Right? Let's see how it looks on the screen. Let's go back to our project, and you will see this Rahul Sanap is coming up, correct? Now this text size is too large, so I will decrease the size, make it like this, or maybe 24. Okay. Also I will make it bold, so just type font bold in order to make it bold, right? And between Rahul Sanap we want some space, so I give space like this, and the Sanap text we want in different color, right? If you see, the Rahul is a white color and the Sanap is in the red color. So inside spam, just mention the class name and give the color to be like text. Which color do you want? So Tailwind CSS provide a different type of color code, so you can select the one which you want. I will select red 500 and save it. Okay, perfect. Now we have to iterate this all the menu list, right? So let's create a div tag, and inside div tag we can iterate this menu list. So just type menu list and map, so we have to map it. So inside that way, each menu item we object we can consider as item, and inside that we can define it. And here we can define in s2 tag, we can define item dot title and save it. You will see there it's in black color, so we'll change color to white. So just give the class name and text to be white and save it. If you see, it's coming. We can change the text size little bit, so you can give some 20 pixel, or 20 is much bigger, 15. I think this is okay. Now we want everything in one line, correct? So here for the parent div, define a class and mention it as a flex, so it comes in one line. Again, we have to define the flex for this menu as well. So for this div, they define class name and type of flex. Okay, so we want some gap between these two each menu, so give gap of 4, and we'll see this gap. Perfect. Make it vertical align, so for the parent div just add item to be in the center, it will come in the center, correct? Now it's see, right, there is another menu called hire me, right? But it has a different styling and everything, and this one has a different styling. So if you see, if I hover on it, you will see this border with the red color. So let's do that. So we have one property in Tailwind CSS called hover. On hover we can say border 1 pixel, and the border color we can define red 500, and radius we can we want the round corner, right? So round corner we can define as a full, and save it. So let's go back to our application. And if I hover on it, you will see this round corner with the border. But if you see, it's touching to this text is touching to our border, so that we have to give the padding. So let's give some padding. So here I can give padding on x-axis to be 3, padding from the y-axis to be 1, and save it. And let's see. Perfect. Make the pointer cursor pointer, and if you see, yeah, so the way we want it's showing. Now we will add one more menu here. Okay, so outside of this div, or outside of this menu list, we will add one more h2 tag, and we can copy this exact similar style sheet as well, and change this to the one which we want. So in this case we want hire me text, right? So just give hire me, and save it. So if you see, we are getting hire me here somewhere. If you see, right, hire me is coming, but we want give different style to this. So we want give background to be red color, correct? So in this case, we just mention on how we want the bg gradient to right maybe, and we have to mention from where it will start, right? So from red I will say, and to red, but in this case I will give dark red, something like this, and save it. Let's see how it looks. You go to back here, and if you hover on it, it changes. Perfect, and everything is similar as it is. Now we want to give we want to put this logo and this menu, and we want to give space between that. So to the parent div, just mention justify between, okay, and save it. It will see it's coming on the right, it's coming on the left. But if you see our application, right, we have a lot of padding and from the x-axis and y-axis, correct? So in order to give padding to the throughout the application, let's go back to our app.jxs file, and here we can give some padding and margin. So when the screen size is small, we can give padding x to 8. When screen size is medium, we can give padding x to 14, and when screen size is larger, we can give padding x to 36. Okay, and I will also give some padding bottom to 10, and I think that's all. So let's see how it looks. So let's go back here. This is our application, and if you see, we can give some padding from the top as well. So give padding top to 10, and let's see how it looks. Perfect. Let's decrease the padding from the 7. Okay, perfect. Now if I decrease the size of this one, right, obviously padding will change, depends on the screen size. If I'm making the screen size small, it's change. But we want this menu to be a responsive, similar to this one. If I decrease the size of this application, the menu change to this icon, and if I click on it, you will see this beautiful blur background, okay, and the menu icon. So we'll implement that one. So now what we have to do, when screen size is medium or larger, we want to show the menu. But when the screen size is smaller, we want to hide the menu and we want to replace it with a icon. Okay. So first we will implement that one. Then if you see that, right, If I click on that this menu, it will change to cross icon, right? So for that we have to set a toggle to click on and off things, and then we have to design this menu. Okay, so let's start. So now let's go back to our header.js, and here initially we will hide this menu. So initially we will say hidden. Okay, and only when the screen size is medium, then we will show it, means we will set it as a flex. If I save it and let's go back to our application, and if I decrease the size and change to size, right, if you see, I'm not able to see it anymore, correct? Because I have, when screen size is medium or larger, then only I can able to see. If I increase the size, then I can able to see this. If I decrease the size, it's hidden, correct? Perfect. Now in order to use the icon, right, we'll use the official React icons library. So just type React icon, you will see this React icon github.io. In order to install this, right, run this command npm install React icons in your project. So open a new terminal and run this one. Oops. Yeah, and once it's installed, right, you can use a bunch of icons. There are a lot of icons, you can use it. For this one I will use hero icons too. So in order to use icon, right, you have to import this statement, and you have to replace this icon name with the icon which you want to import. So I will add this here, and I want menu one, right? So if you search down, I will use this one, high bar bottom left, and let's use this one and replace this icon name with this icon. Okay, now in order to use this icon is quite simple. So for now let's create another div. Okay, inside div, in a tag, paste this icon. That's it, and the icon will be there. Now if you see, let's go application and change the screen size. So it's not visible actually. Let me see. So we are in div. Let's change the color. So let's see the color, class name to text white, and save it. And if you see, I can able to see this color now. Okay, perfect. Now we can increase the font. So I will change this font size to maybe 22 px, 22 pixel. Okay. Now what I have to do, even though if you see, right, if I extend this one, right, still is there. So on medium size I want to hide it. So you have to write the condition. So for this div, right, we will hide whole div. So div class name, and when the size is medium, just hide it. Okay, hidden, and save it. Now if you see, if I increase the size, the menu is no more there. Perfect. If you see, on the click of that, we want to change this icon to cross icon. Okay, so we want to add the on press on click event on this one, and we want to set toggle on off depends on the click event. So let's first add this another icon. Okay, for the cross. So, and we will change the same styling for that one, and let's go back here and find another icon. So I'll find this cross icon and paste it here. Make sure you will import it. Okay, now in order to set the toggle, right, we will use the use state in order to save our state. So here define toggle, and one constant is to set the toggle is equal to use state. So use state is a inbuilt React hook. We can define the default value to be false. Okay, so toggle will be false, and here we can define like this. If toggle is false, then you can define show this icon, otherwise show me this cross icon. Okay, means toggle is on. Okay, just give a question mark like this, okay, and save it. Now let's go back here, the size, and if you see, if toggle is off, you will show icon like this, and if I make this toggle to be true, icon will change to cross. Perfect. Okay, now we want to add the on click method to this one. So here just add on click, and to on click method, this is arrow function, and you have to set the toggle value to be opposite of the existing one. So I can write like this, correct? I set the toggle value to opposite of this, and same you have to do it for this cross icon as well. Just save it, and let's go back. If I click this, change, right? Perfect. So that's what we want. I will make it false. Oops, sorry, I can make it false by default. So now next we want to show this menu, right? So this is a overlay on the top of the existing screen, and depends on the screen size we are showing and hiding this overlay. Okay, so we will create another component called menu or layover overlay actually overlay dot js jsx. Okay, add the default template by rfc, and here what we will do in the header js, right, we will add it here. Okay, so only when the toggle is on, right? So the condition is toggle is on, then only we will show this menu overlay, otherwise show null, means don't show anything. Okay, now let's go back here and menu overlay, correct? Okay, let's see what we are getting right now. Okay, so go back here in our application, and here if you see, if I click on it, you will see this menu overlay, correct? If I click again, it's hiding. Perfect. Now we can code it here. So we want that menu list to be shown here, correct? So what we'll do, we already have this menu list, we will not add it in the menu overlay. Instead of that, we will pass it using this props. Okay, so what, this is the parent component, we are passing to child component, right? So just write menu list, and in order to pass it the value of this menu list. Okay, and in order to access this menu list, use it as a props. So menu list. Okay, so menu list will come here. Now iterate the menu list first. So menu list dot map item, and inside this div we will add this menu list, or you can just write the h1 tag, because we don't want h1 tag like this, and you can define the item dot title. Okay, and save it. Let's go back to our application, click on this, and you will see this menu. Okay, perfect. Now give some styling to this menu. So class name, here we can define text first to be white, then text size to be 24 pixel, then margin bottom I will use 6, then we want in vertical, right? So it vertical already, then make justify center, margin top to 10, right? And let's save it. Another thing, right? Okay, let's see how we are getting. So on click of this, we are getting the menu, right? But we want it everything in center, and so that first we will define this as absolute, so it will be overlay on the existing one. So give the class name and we will see this absolute position, and we want everything to be left, right? And we set the minimum height to be full screen. Okay, and in order to show the blur background, right, we want to show blur, and how blur we want, right? In this case I will put the blur background to be large and width to be full. So this is very easy, right? With the Tailwind CSS, it's quite easy to understand and easy to write our code as well. So let's go back here, and if you see, I on it, I open it, right? You are able to see this, correct? You can give some margin from the top. So let's write margin top to maybe 7, and let's see how it looks. Perfect. This is how we want, right? So now on a hover effect, we want to animate this one. So here on hover, we can increase the scale size, so it will uh, change the size of that one. And in order to do that, we also add this transition all animation, so it will be very smooth animation. And we can also mention some duration of the animation and make the pointer to be cursor. Okay, and save it. Now if you go back here, if you see, it's changing. Perfect. And if I close it, it will close it. Okay, that's what we want, correct? And when I increase the size of this one, it will go. If I change this like this, it will come again. Okay, perfect. So we are able to successfully complete this section as well, that collapsible menu depends on the screen size. And let's design this hero section now. So let's go to hero.js. I added this basic HTML. Okay, so whatever we want to show, I just added. And let's go back here, and if you see, this is the simple text I added here, right? So if you see, this text is coming in the center, right? Because in um, maybe in index.css, it mentioned the text to be in the center, so we will remove that one. So let's go to app.css, and here, instead of this one, we'll remove this one, so text aligned to be center, so we don't want to be in the center, right? And if you see now, it's coming on the left hand side. Perfect. Now let's go back to menu overlay, sorry, in hero.js, and let's start applying some styling. So for this one, we'll add class name, and we'll add text to be white. The font size, for this one, we'll add, sorry, not, we will add the text to be 13 pixel of size. Okay, for this one, let's add class name, and here we will add text white. Text size, I will add 14 pixel, and font to be bold. Okay, and let's save it. Let's see how it looks. Perfect. If you see, we are getting this one, correct? Now copy this one and paste it for all other p tags, because the height and size of this tag is similar, right? So like this, only on the I am full stack, we will change the color to red 500. Okay, and if you see, this is how it looks. Perfect. Now what we want to put this image on the right hand side when the screen size is larger, right? So here in the top parent div, add the class name. Here you can add the flex, and not flex, we will add the grid. And when the screen size is smaller, we want only one column to display, right? And but when the screen size is medium or larger, we want grid column 2. Okay, if I save it, you will see the changes. Okay, you see, And when I make this screen size smaller, let me make it smaller, and this image will come down. Okay, perfect. Now we will give some padding on the top, padding top to 10, and we'll make item to be in the center. Okay, next we'll give some styling to this one. So for now I will give some uh, class name, some margin top to 4 maybe, and we will apply some style to this one. Okay, class name, I already added this style, I will just copy paste it. So it's very straightforward. The text is white and I set the pixel size to 12 pixel. I give some padding from the x-axis and padding from bottom and y-axis, and I change the background color to red and the corner to be rounded. If I save it and if you see it, this is how it looks. Okay, same thing I will copy paste for this one as well. Okay, here you can define a flex, make it flex and give some gap between two items to be 4 like this, right? And if you see, perfect. Okay, on hover you can change this border color. So what I will do, on hover I will add border to be a 1 or maybe 1 pixel. Let's see how it looks, 1 pixel, and I will add the border to be white. Okay, if I save it, see, right? But we want border white only when when we hover it, right? So we will apply this border only when we hover it. Okay, so let's see how it looks. Perfect. Okay, we will change this border width actually, so make it 2 pixel, and let's see how it looks. Okay, this is perfect. Same thing, you have to copy it for our another button. Control S, save it, and if you see, this is working. Now the interesting part comes, how can we add this border, the gradient border, right, to this image. So the thing is, what we will do, we will add the background to div first. We will add the div, we will design a gradient div, and then inside that we will add this image. So let's go back, sorry, let's come into this div, correct? So first what we will do, inside this one, right, we'll give some height in a class name. We'll give height of 320 pixel. Okay, and then I will give width of 250 pixel. Okay, so it's a custom, so yeah, it need to be in the square bracket, and then we'll add this gradient. Okay, so just add this back gradient from top to bottom, and this is the color from start color and end color. Okay, and save it. If I save it, right, let's go back here, it will look like this. Okay, we actually added the background only. Now we will fit this image inside that. Okay, so we'll add some styling to this one. Okay, so this is also very straightforward. So we'll say height need to be full. Okay, sorry, height to be full, so it will matches to this div when we say that, right? And width will give the 250 pixel, similar to the width of this div. Okay, we'll set the object to be cover, and corner we will set the corner to be rounded 20 pixel, rounded and 20 pixel. And let's save it and let's see how it looks. So if you see, it's looking perfectly fine. Only thing now we have to do, we have to give some padding to this one. Okay, and also make sure you will round this corner of this div as well, so similar to this one. Okay, so I will add it here and give some padding to this, and let's save it. And if you see, perfect. So it's working perfectly fine. Make sure it is in the center of this div, because we have one grid, one column and second column in the grid, right? And it to be in center. So in order to do that, wrap this div. Okay, and inside that I will give class name to be flex and justify to be in the center, and save it. And you see, perfect. If I decrease the size, right, it's coming down, perfect. But if you see the the if you see, right, it's touching to this button, this image. So here, when the size is smaller, right, oops, when the size is smaller, we'll give some margin, not here, but we will give margin bottom to this one, to this div. So just write class name and we give some margin bottom to 10, for example. And if you see now, we are getting some gap. Click on it, we have this beautiful menu, but it's coming on the left hand side because we remove this align item to be in the center. So go back in menu overlay, and here you can define item text to be in center maybe, and you see it's coming in the center, perfect. Increase the size, you will see this beautiful view. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. I hope you like this, you understand how can we use Vite with the React and Tailwind css, and we design these beautiful applications. Okay, try it and let me know in the comment section whether you have any questions, or you can directly message me on the Instagram. And if you did not subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel. I also put the URL of this source code and URL of this demo. Okay, so you can go and check it out and start developing and start learning, guys. So let's we'll meet in the next video. Until that, keep smiling.